for Leviathans are now in the continuation of Phages Are Only Hope sort of vlog. Last time we stopped was about Yes, stopped here. In the last few years, BacterioPhages have enjoyed the attention of the second most deadliest being on Earth, humans. Recently, we have started looking into injecting millions of them into our bodies because we're sort of desperate. We have a situation here. In the past, a single cut or a sip from the wrong puddle could kill anyone. Bacteria were our phages, tiny monsters that hunted us mercilessly. Then, 100 years ago, we found a solution in nature. By accident, we found a fungi that produced compounds that kill bacteria, antibiotics. Suddenly, we had a powerful new superweapon. Antibiotics are so effective that we stopped thinking of bacteria as monsters. Only the old and weak were killed by them. We used antibiotics for less and less seriously, such as a runny nose. We lost respect for the monsters and the weapon. The bacteria are living things that evolve, and since they have such a high reproduction rate, they can evolve really fast, and they started to get immune against our weapons. This continued until we made superbugs, bacteria immune to almost everything we have. This immunity is spreading around the world as we speak. By 2050, superbugs could kill more people than cancer. The day when a bladder infection or a cough could kill you without coming back. In the US alone, more than 23,000 people died from resistant bacteria. But the tiny killer robots at our phages can save us. We can inject them into our bodies to help cure infections. It may sound stupid because you have something that commits genocide for breakfast, injecting it into our own body. Well, phages are very specialized killers, and they have evolved in a way which means they can only kill a certain type of bacteria, and we are immune to them. We're just too different from bacteria. We encounter billions of them every day, and we politely ignore each other. Antibiotics are like carpet bombing. They kill good and bad bacteria. But phages are like missiles. They go to a certain area, which is really good. Wait a minute. If you use phages to kill bacteria, won't bacteria develop ways of defending themselves? Well, it's more complex than that. Phages have evolved too. There's been an arms race between them and bacteria for billions of years. So far, they are doing great. This makes phages smart weapons that are constantly getting better at killing bacteria. Even if the bacteria were to get immune against our phages, we still might be able to win. It turns out that in order to become resistant to a few species of phages, bacteria have to give up their resistance to antibiotics, which means we might be able to trap them in a catch-22. This has been successfully tested with a patient who had no other hope left. The bacteria Pseudomonas aeruginosa was one of the most feared bacteria infected the man's chest cavity. They are naturally resistant to most antibiotics and can survive an alcoholic hand gel. After years of suffering, a few thousand phages were directly inserted into the man's chest cavity. After, together with the antibiotics, the bacteria were immune to. After a few weeks, the infections had completely disappeared. Unfortunately, this is experimental, and pharma companies are still reluctant to invest the necessary billions in treatment that has no official approval yet. But things are finally changing. In 2016, the largest phage clinical trial to date began, and phages are getting more and more attention. We better get used to it because the era in which antibiotics have been our super weapon is drawing to a close. Might be a weird concept, but it can save millions of lives. Thank you. I'm gonna have to end it here because it's gonna be short because of a few reasons. I'll explain them later.